Start again.
Okay. Hi, I'm Cherrie from Cherry Blossoms Florist in Westminster, Colorado. And today I'm going to do a short presentation on showing you a very quick and easy and attractive way to take your flowers and design them nicely in a vase so that it looks very professionally. And the design style that I'm going to be doing is called a European hand-tied bouquet. As you can see, I have all of my materials in front of me prepped and ready. That is key, to have everything all ready for you to grab. I have these beautiful movie star roses. I have lily grass. I have aspidistra leaves. I have bound the aspidistra leaf with the medium gauge decorative oasis wire. As you can see, it's bound neatly. Neatness in floral design really counts. It counts on a couple of different levels. It counts because if you're neat, it's attractive, and if it's not neat, it has a great potential of falling apart. So it's very important to do all of your mechanics very neatly and precisely. I'm going to bind. I'll show you how I did the binding of the aspidistra. I'll use the same technique with the lily grass, and I'm just going to take this pretty wire and I'm going to wrap it around to hold it together as neatly as possible. Lily grass is kind of glossy and slippery. I'm going to do that. So now I have a single unit here. Okay, we start the bouquet with a single flower in the center of your hand. I'm going to use a nice straight one. I'm going to hold it very loosely, no death grips. You don't want to hold it tightly. That's the key, is to hold it loose. And what you have to be saying to yourself is flowers to the right, stems to the left. I have taken off most of the guard petals that I wanted to take off these movie stars. I'm not a lover of taking off a lot of guard petals, so unless I have to, I leave on all the petals. I think the guard petals are just as beautiful as the rest of the petals on the rose. So I have my single flower. I'm going to bring my next one in, and I'm going to think flowers to the right, stems to the left. Flowers to the right, stems to the left. Flowers to the right, stems to the left. I'm going to say this one or two more times. It turns into a mantra after a while. Flowers to the right, stems to the left. One more time. Flowers to the right, stems to the left. By doing that, I'm able to create a nice spiral. It's symmetrical. It's neat looking, and ultimately the goal is for it to stand freestanding when I set it down on the table when I cut the stems. Flowers to the right, stems to the left. This style of design is very easy to do, and it works very well when using monobotanic material. And what that means is all of one kind. So if you would use all roses, all carnations, all calla lilies, all iris, all tulips. I do this a lot with tulips. So I have my roses. I have a nice spiral. Then I'm going to take my lily grass and bring it in. Same thing. I'm going to call this my flower. Flowers to the right, stems to the left. And by holding it loosely, I am able to twist the flowers around in my hand. I move them every so often to make sure that I do have it in the right proportions and the right heights. I'm going to bring my lily grass down just a tad. Then the material that I really like to use to bind is strapping tape. This is Oasis strapping tape. A lot of different people use a lot of different things. Cable ties, raffia, different kinds of string. I like the Oasis tape because it's forgiving. You can put it on, you can take it off. You can put just a little bit on and figure out how you want your design to be. So that's what I'm going to do now. And some things to consider when making a hand-tied is where you have your binding point. Generally, if I'm doing a vase, I have it down lower. If I'm doing a bridal bouquet, and I do use this style of design often, this is a very current trend to have this style for your bridal bouquet, I would hold it up higher. So what I'm going to do next is I'd like to get this lily grass maybe into the bouquet a little more. so it's part of it and not an afterthought. Next, I'm going to put my collar of Aspidistra. Aspidistra is a great green. This is a very European look right now. When I'm looking in the magazines, I see all the European magazines with Aspidistra collars. It's readily available at your local florist and relatively inexpensive. Same thing, I'm putting the main part of the flower, the stem to the right, or the flower part to the right, and the stem to the left. I'm going to go around until I make a nice little collar. See how pretty that looks? Then I'm going to take this Oasis tape again, and I'm going to bind it. And what I said earlier about neatness holds through on every single thing you do in floral design. It's mandatory that you're neat, because you can wrap things sloppy and then they just fall apart. So I want to have it tight and I want to have it neat. First I want to get it on, make sure I'm happy with the structure and the placement, and I am. And now I'm going to go back over it again and do it tightly and make a very neat wrap. I'm going to cut it and then I'm going to wrap it some more. But the true sign of doing one of these correctly is that they're balanced. That spiral is a balancing mechanism. And it should be balanced enough to stand up by itself, freestanding. And sometimes I cheat a little and cut it a little bit shorter in the center so that the ends are. But that's how it should be. It should stand up just like that. So we're almost done. Again, you just have to think flowers to the right, stems to the left. I'm just going to wrap it a little bit more. I want to try to cover most of my wires, even though I think these wires, rather than the old-fashioned florist wires, these decorative wires from Oasis are very attractive and very, very pretty. I don't mind seeing them in an arrangement. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to go ahead and go up here and cut some of my looser, my odds and ends stems that are up here, because I don't want it to look sloppy. I really want it to look neat down here. Then I'm going to take a heavier gauge wire and just give it a little bling. Bling is a thing these days. Lots of bling, lots of sparkle. We need sparkles in our lives, and flowers certainly accomplish that. A little extra help. Again, I'm doing this neatly. Doesn't have to be exact, but as long as it's attractively placed on here. I think I'll cut it a little bit shorter for this vase. And voila! And again, you can do this with almost any flower. Thanks for watching.